Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about required knowledge. If you are preparing yourself and you're about to get shipped out for Coast Guard boot camp, hopefully this video is going to put you in the right direction of the information you should really concentrate on. When I was preparing myself back in May of 2019 to get shipped out, I was a little bit confused on what I really needed to know, and I was kind of just stressing all over the place of, I don't know how I'm going to be able to speak to the company commanders. I don't know the right terminology. I don't know exactly where, I didn't know where I should be concentrating, like my studying on. I did receive my helmsman from my recruiter, and if you don't have your helmsman, go get it. Okay, that is everything before you get shipped out. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's a requirement when you show up to boot camp, but if you don't have it, please talk to your recruiter, see where they can get you that information. And yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, a helmsman is this purple book. It's a sacred book to the Coast Guard. It has everything. It has a good introduction of what the Coast Guard is going to be about, and just required knowledge, where you should be concentrating on. It has a step-by-step, like what you should expect in week 1, week 2, week 3, and so forth. Please don't judge me for the way this book looks. It is falling apart. It's obviously been through a lot. I've obviously used it a lot. That shows you how important this book is. Once you arrive at boot camp, like I said, you'll need that before arriving, but once you arrive in boot camp, you will be upgraded to the magical recruit training pocket guide. And again, don't judge me by the way this thing looks. Again, it's been through a lot. Okay, your head will be in this book every single day when you have a little bit of free time. It has all the required knowledge that's expected of you, and it just helps you study, keeps your mind concentrated on what you need to be concentrated on. Basically, if you don't put the work in, it's going to be a very hard time for you. If you put the work in, it should be a breeze. Now, not saying boot camp is going to be a breeze, but it's a little bit of stress taken off of your plate. A school. I have received a comment about A school. I am getting shipped out for Operations Specialist A school in a couple of weeks. Once I have a little bit of information, I will be more than happy to post something about it, the process, what you should expect as an operations specialist, since that's the rate I'm going. So just stay tuned, and please, if anybody has any other videos they want to hear about, any questions, anything, please comment below, like the video, subscribe, and yeah, let's get into this video. So helmsman, if you don't have it, go get it. But once you flip through it, you'll get to the required knowledge section, and the first thing is your 11 general orders. If you don't know them, sit down and study them, because you need to know them. I'm not going to post each general order on the screen, but what I can help you with is a little tip, just so you can kind of go a little bit prepared for Coast Guard boot camp, is how you will respond to a question. All right, so obviously in boot camp, you're going to be getting questioned a whole lot. All right, they are there to make sure you are studying, that you know your knowledge, and you're putting that work in. So you're going to be getting questioned a lot. Now, they will teach you how to speak, so don't stress it. All right, don't be like, I don't know how to speak to them, I need to figure it out, because I really tried to learn it, and I was like, it stressed me out way too much. So don't stress on it. They'll teach you, you'll learn it, it'll become very repetitive because it's going to be done every single day. But I can't help you with the way to respond to a question. So let's say they ask you your 5th general order, which is to quit my post only when properly relieved. So I'll break it down. So we have Petty Officer Smith, we have you, which you will be Seaman Recruit White meaning, that will be your last name. And then you have your question that's being asked, and you have the answer to that question. So plain and simple, it's you are saying who you're talking to, who you are, the question, and then the answer. So we have Petty Officer Smith, your Senior Recruit White, and the question is, what is your 5th general order? So Petty Officer Smith, Seaman Recruit White, my 5th general order is to quit my post only when properly relieved. Boom. That's it. That is all you need to know. Okay, so don't stress it. All right, remember, they'll teach you, they got you, they'll break it down part by part and hook you up in boot camp. It's just going to depend on you if you're putting in that work. But that at least gives you a little bit of idea how to respond to a question, so you can practice at home. Definitely practice yelling like the top of your lungs. You're gonna sound stupid, it's gonna feel stupid, but at the end of the day, nobody cares. Everybody has to do it. So yeah, so don't stress on it. Just practice general orders, know them, and you'll be good to go. Addressing personnel, understand understand your enlisted rank system and then your officer rank system. Obviously, if it's an officer, you're going to be rendering a salute to the officer with the proper greeting if it's the morning, afternoon, evening. And the helmsman has a pretty good chart for you. Now, when I first started looking at this chart, I didn't really know what I was looking at. Do your research, okay? The rank system's out there. It's not like a secret to the public. Do your research on like what each rank is called. If it's a petty officer, first class, third class, second class, the officers, if they're a captain, a commander, look them up. Look what their insignias look like, and it will just help you kind of have a general understanding of what to really expect. You will get a class around like week 2, week 3 about I think it's week 2. Yeah, addressing personnel. They'll break down the ranks, the border, the shoulder boards, the collar devices, the sleeve insignias, all of that. They'll break it down to you, and after that class, you'll be expected to address each personnel or each member by their specific rank. Again, not too much pressure on it. Understanding that the basics of it will help you in the long run. If you rather than you not knowing really anything at all. Military time, the phonetic alphabet, and common terms. Common terms is just obviously the Coast Guard doesn't say things like we're used to in the public, like a bathroom or a restroom is now a head. The wall is now a bulkhead. The kitchen or where you eat is now the mess deck or the galley. So common terms like that will probably take a little bit of confusion as you progress through boot camp. Yeah, so again, phonetic alphabet, knowing Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, etc. And just going down the list, knowing that, because they'll get a question of how do you spell your name? And you're not going to be like, well, I spell my name ASH. No, you're going to be like Alpha Sierra Hotel. And yeah, you just go from there. Military time, they can ask you what time it is, or just like general knowledge that they'll have posted for you, like what time sunset is, what time sunrise is, all those kind of little times. You need to know how to say it in the military form. So it's not going to be, like 5 in the morning, it's going to be 0500. Moving on from that. So out of the helmsman in the required knowledge section, that's probably all you'll see. For required knowledge, everything else is really just kind of like an info kind of for you. But on the front page of your helmsman, as soon as you open it up, you have your Coast Guard ethos. You will be required to know the Coast Guard ethos. So if you can take the time now and sit down and try to remember it, better for you. You're going to want to know the Coast Guard core values, which is honor, respect, devotion to duty. Just general things like that. There is a history section. Know a little bit about the history. Eventually you'll get a class on history, and they'll just kind of just go on from there. Just start asking you history questions. What else could you know? Your chain of command. Obviously in the helmsman they have a pretty good list. I went in and just started filling it out as soon as I got it, obviously, because there are a lot of people you can just look up on the internet, like your commander-in-chief, the Secretary of Homeland Security, the Coast Guard Commandant, all that. You can look it up, and the only thing you probably won't have will be your company commanders, your section commanders, your lead company commanders. Those you will obviously receive in boot camp, but the more you know beforehand, the easier it is going to be for you to memorize that chain of command. So yeah, after your chain of command, there'll be a couple things that will pertain to like your safety and stuff while you're in boot camp. So like certain phone numbers and extensions that you need to know. You'll memorize those. The Semper Prada songs, you'll eventually need to know it for graduation week. So don't stress too much on it, but you will need to know the Semper Prada song eventually. So yeah, so out of required knowledge, I hope this video was useful in a way. Hope you guys can use it. I'm sorry that it's not too much in detail, but please, if you have any questions, any concerns, anything, you can comment down below and I'll be more than happy to get back to you. And yeah, until the next video.